Nazi, that she kills kids, that she went on like she's at like a IDF.
And then he
killer,
kicked
all
out
this types of
AB
shit.
because AB
And that's
disagreed
showing up
with him.
Right up on us nieces and idubs feed.
Dan is actively preventing them from realizing that people will find this shit so disgusting. Yeah. Yeah. But ultimately,
This video is so bad.
That's the own, guys. So far, his evidence is me saying, I think the River to Sea is offensive and explaining why. Or explaining why Israelis are uncomfortable with it. I think I was even more delicate with the way I said it. One comment from Snark. Is that it? Was there something else?
yeah, y'all thought I paused a lot, bro. This is craziness.
Scrolled a Twitter thread that had a bunch of Hitlers, which again,
How dare
even after you, I didn't really understand your explanation. I don't really get the point that he was trying to make.
Oh, him? No, me neither.
Yeah.
I think like I said, I think he's saying is you seeking it out, but it's your fault for seeing that. Is what he's trying to say. From what I understand,
It's such a weird point that
And
I guess
also
it's
for
just like
sending your
not getting
employees
through
to
me.
send you stuff like that, which we don't, and you
Yeah.
guys don't. So he's wrong and wrong.
Yeah, that's definitely what he's saying. I don't want to see any other way
No.
to interpret it.
You're saying it's not just your employees, it's people on your subreddit manipulating you.
Call us spineless cowards.
Check, check, check.
Yep.
Looks like that dart hit a bullseye. Anyway, this guy was saying shit like that Hila's a Nazi, that she kills kids, that she went on like she's at like a IDF baby killer, all this types of shit, and that's showing up right up on us nieces and idubs feed. My good. Do you not see why that would upset me? Is that a mystery, my friend? Good fucking friends who I stood by after all these fucking years can't find a spine to speak up. You know why? Because they'll get murdered.
You don't know what's on my feed. What the fuck?
Well, you actually just described that you do see his tweets, and some you agree, and a couple you didn't. Wait,
Right, he actually-
the C word. So
That's a good point, Hila.
Explained.
Huh?
I think I explained that she was
She
was
was
in their
interacting
chat
he
or
was
something.
interacting
She
with Froggy
interacted-
Fresh
Interacted
still.
with it at some point, but
Yeah.
I meant-
Hila's point is even better. He literally just said that he's seen these tweets.
Yeah. he just said so himself. So.
And that he even agreed with some of them, but he didn't like them to not stir the pot or whatever. So
I don't think this person is going to understand the
said he
it is
point.
your
agreed
feed.
with
being
most of
made.
his
It sounds like it's your feed.
It is, yeah. Well, so the reason what I saw was him.
Yeah, I think
Anissa
the goal here is
interacting
to
with Denims in chat, talking about
basically
how I was
watch this
wrong,
in
yada,
3.5
yada.
second
I'm like, well,
increments
that's fucked up,
in an
considering-
effort to
And by the
say
way,
that he watched
let's
the whole
not
thing,
address what it is
but
that
basically
was
to
said about
showcase to
me,
his
right?
audience, like,
Clearly,
oh, I
that's
watched the
not
whole
as
thing, it was
bad
all a
as
bunch of
being
nonsense,
spineless, right?
Call us
and
spineless
misinterpreting
cowards.
every statement along
Anyway,
the way
this guy
because
was
it's 3
saying shit
seconds
like
long.
that Hila's a Nazi, that she kills kids, that she went on like she's at like a IDF.
And then
baby
he
killer,
kicked
all
out
this types of
AB
shit.
because AB
And that's showing
disagreed
up
with
right
him.
up on us nieces and idubs feed.
Dan is actively preventing them from realizing that people will find this shit so disgusting. Yeah. Yeah. But ultimately, it doesn't really
Fuck is
matter because,
happening?
you know,
For
people
all
will
you
be able
know,
to
I
see
only-
the
I do.
reality on their own, I think.
He literally
told
showed
us.
it.
Because you said it.
You literally just told us a minute ago.
Your own video.
I know what's on your feed, and I mean clearly, right? Based on this video.
This is how he
alone.
reacts to you
Use
as
the
well.
For You
Yeah.
tab. For all you know, I
This is your own. You don't know what's on my feed. This. Let's not address the fact that my friend called Hila a genocide
Did he actually
murdering
kick out
baby
AB? I actually
killer.
don't know. Someone said
Wait,
that
your
he
friend
wasn't
did?
on the wide shot after he
His friend.
buttoned him
Oh, his friend.
after
Let's not
AB
address that.
defended a
Let's-
point that
let's
idubz was
address
making.
this by saying, you don't know.
You don't
what's
want
on
him to
my-
respond to each point? No, of course. I do want him to respond, but I want him to also understand and internalize. Like, it's ironic because Ethan will say, Hassan, you haven't watched my context cop or context nuke, sorry. And I have. I didn't actually have to watch Ethan Klein's compilation of it because I had literally addressed those exact same criticisms that he fucking compiled on his subreddit that he basically compiled from Destiny's subreddit months before he actually posted the context nuke. That's the irony of it all. Ethan knew what my answers were to a lot of the things that he posted on there. He could have very easily figured it out. He just chose not to. Especially because he did not want to understand. Yeah, there has never been a video response to someone making a video before that fucking video comes out 3 months prior. You know, at least he had the balls to watch it live on the spot. This is one of my funniest, one of my favorite types of cope that people have. What he's doing right here is precisely the reason why I would rather have this conversation man to man in front of Ethan. If you think I'm afraid of him, why the fuck would I actively want to talk to him directly? Like, you guys clearly have to understand, if you're even invested in like the content of it all, even if you care about the blood sport of it all, you have to recognize that I'm willing to go to where he's at and have a conversation directly with him, uninterrupted. I've even said I would watch the content nuke side by side with him if that's what it takes. This man is a professional dodger of criticism, okay? He does not think that there is any criticism, especially at this stage. He does not think that there's any criticism that's valid. He actively runs away from it. He shelters himself from the truth, so much so that it has built enough resentment, that people fucking unironically have created secondary communities. Okay, can you stop being a dumbass and sucking off Nasrallah for rage bait? He was a disgusting piece of shit outside his advocacy for Palestine, from his genocidal homophobia to his role in Syria. It's so fucking funny. You'll scream at Chav for scaring off normies over tepid leftist criticism, and then you'll valorize Nasrallah to trigger people, which actually scares them off and hurts your message, dumbass. You are dumb as hell for not doing this with a nuke. People can go to this to refute the idubs video. You have nothing. Nobody's going to search a 6-month-old VOD on your channel. They would look up a direct response. You reacting to him, react to this, but not the nuke, make you look like a pussy to normies because you can just refuse your live convo. Get over that shit. I like that this dude literally thinks that the only people that actually looked at the context nuke and thought it was valid were dumb babies who have no understanding of any of the things that Ethan talked about, considering that it has been fucking undermined 1,000,000 times over, and that I would rather have a conversation directly with him. But that's somehow not bravery. That's actually cowardice. To be able to have a conversation with him directly is cowardice. I should have just piece by piece addressed every single dumb fucking thing that he said, so that he could clip my reaction also out of context and then keep presenting it to his audience in the most nefarious ways possible. I'm saying I'm willing to have this conversation in person. It is the greatest fucking way to deal with this issue. He has ran away from it, just like he ran away from fucking Twitter because he's scared that people will call him out. That's why he only fucking attacks people from Instagram stories. And you're over here trying to defend this shit. Meanwhile, everyone with 3.5 fucking brain cells has already recognized what Ethan is doing over and over again over the course of the past fucking 15 months. But no, I'll unban you. Don't worry. Don't worry, big dog. I think you're wrong. You also had this kind of attitude towards Asman as well, I think, if I remember your username correctly. It's just weird. As a 15-month subscriber, maybe we have a difference in agreement on some of these things. But it's just odd that you constantly find yourself on the weirdest side of every argument. Hey, watchers come in here and say, watch the nuke as if it weren't literally here for every moment that was clipped for that video. Like, brother, we were not here only for the clip. Yeah, I know. The idea that a community like this one, okay, that is already much more aware of what the fuck's going on in the world is going to be like, oh my God, Ethan Klein of all fucking people made some really solid points. I didn't realize this guy was a scary, dangerous propagandist. Like, are you that stupid? Why would you actively admit that you're that stupid of a person? Oh. What the fuck was I expecting from a 2009 account? Bro's brain has been fucking warped. It's genuinely amazing how you can see Ian's journey into a better, kinder, more empathetic person to the extent where he took what used to be a vehicle for hate, watching, and turned into a message of disappointment and care about a lost friend with hope for a better future. Yeah, I don't think people care about that stuff. I don't think Ethan cares about that as well. You have reacted to so many different... you've reacted to so many different parts of the content nuke. Has Ethan responded?
Hassan is watching Bad Empanada, who, by the way, cosplayed as a Hamas terrorist to kill Hila in a video game.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what's really funny about this? Bad Empanada played that game that's like supposed to be the reverse of Call of Duty. The goal that he was trying to do with that as a troll was to show how different the double standard is. Ethan ate that bait and has not shut the fuck up about it in perpetuity. The irony, of course, is that every single fucking Call of Duty is literally killing Muslims. Muslims are the enemies. That doesn't track in Ethan's mind as like a weird thing. He doesn't understand how this plays a role in creating resentment towards random fucking Muslim people and brown people that you've never met before, that you've never seen before. He doesn't understand how social conditioning works in this regard. Or maybe if he does, he doesn't give a shit about it. He likes it. Okay? That's what it is. So when someone flips the script in that regard, he personally loses his fucking mind, demonstrating the point that fucking Bad Empanada was trying to do, which is, of course, trolling, while also simultaneously showing the double standard here. And it's something that I've referenced quite a bit as well. It's something that I believe I even brought up with Steiny. If someone were to say that they want to nuke Tel Aviv, they would get banned. If someone were to say they want to nuke Tehran, they would not get banned. This is a double standard. If someone were to say they want to nuke Afghanistan, they would not get banned. But if someone were to say they want to nuke Washington, D.C., they would get banned. This is the double standard. That's it. What you consider to be perfectly normal, perfectly permissible behavior versus what you think is completely beyond reason, when both parties in both of these circumstances still are human beings. They're equal. They're even. At the most basic level. That's the point. That's the argument that Bad Empanada is trying to present here in the trolliest, silliest fucking ways possible, because he's an insane person. I've talked about this a lot. It does not matter. But he ate that bait and constantly fucking just relitigates that. What did you say?
By the way, extra hilarity, Hassan is watching Bad Empanada, who, by the way, cosplayed as a Hamas terrorist to kill Hila in a video game.
Yeah, is Ian gonna mention?
So that's not good.
On your stream.
Wait, that's what I'm. Wait, how does he know I'm watching already?
Because you've been talking about it for the last 5 minutes.
It's not a fucking petty beef. I didn't include that. If it's like this guy is evil and he's doing anti-Semitism. These shoes do not go. I'm sorry.
There are many people.
Dude, I love.
Whoa.
Yeah, the shoes thing is weird. That's.
He's saying that you're resorting to like incredibly weird, personal, petty resentments that you have because you hate everything about me. And you are not even ashamed of showing how much this beef is not about anti-Semitism, but simply about your own personal vindictive nature, your own personal revenge fantasy. Your parasocial recollection of that chatter was correct. They talked about your tweet to Asman back on March 18th. They said it was stupid to call him out. Yeah, I know all my fucking chatters. It's even the dumb ones, okay? Like the, what is it, Miyazaki's accountant. I know. He also always masquerades this as like defending me, but weirdly enough, I guess he couldn't take it, so he unfollowed me, only to follow me again just to fucking complain once again. Very strange, but the reality of the matter is there's a lot of fucking weirdos in here, okay? I'm sorry. You know, I love the collective, but some of you individually are not very sane people, okay? This is one of those people. If you put together a well-made YouTube video on the puke like you did for the last banning, people would have an ability to easily see your points. People aren't going to look through 999 hours on a Vaz on a YouTube channels to find context for your clips. Like Bad Empanada, but he was dumb for talking about looking at secretary as well as that playing that game. It was like someone playing COD and looking for you to kill. Yeah, except people do that all the fucking time. He just literally compare me to Osama bin Laden. Also, that aside, I'm not even defending Bad Empanada doing that. I'm saying that Bad Empanada is a fucking troll and does unhinged shit in general. I just described to you what his purpose was, okay? You don't have to agree with him to understand what he was trying to do. Now, that's number one. Number two, okay? I have done this, okay? The only thing I didn't do was take advantage of the algorithmic boost that I would have gotten to do a point-by-point analysis on everything that fucking Ethan Klein had erroneously stated. Because why would I? Why should I? Ethan Klein's extended crash out in the aftermath of the context puke that didn't fucking unfold in the ways that he had envisioned because he's so goddamn narcissistic has already caused him to collapse in and of itself. The arguments were so silly that it basically operated as a fucking filter. For people who are completely oblivious to the reality, they looked at that and they went, oh, this is a scary guy, isn't he? And over the course of many, many years of millions and millions of YouTube clicks, in the exact same way that Ethan Klein had made the context puke, people have made up their minds. Either they have this opinion over me, and one day they will accidentally arrive at the context on their own and realize that they've been duped, or they will carry on that resentment permanently, and there's not much I can do about it. But in the process, if you noticed, this community kept growing. I kept collaborating. I kept working with other people. I kept doing what I always do. I kept fundraising. I kept going to fucking protests, rallies. Perhaps I know what I'm doing. Perhaps if I were to go down at that very moment, when I was in Japan too, of all places, go down this fucking rabbit hole of doing back and forth clips out of context over and over and over again, maybe I'd be at a very different place right now. I guess we'll never know. But I'm very happy with the place that I'm at in the aftermath of the context puke. And the reality of the matter is, Ethan does enough on his own due to his lack of curiosity, due to his inability to comprehend how other people think, due to his inability to see the world to see the world beyond his horse blinders. He already consistently will farm an audience that is looking for outrage, especially against like common enemies, you know what I mean? While also simultaneously, he will keep eroding what made him who he was. He keeps losing what made him Ethan Klein, okay? What made him a lovable character. Do you understand? Let him fall on his own sword if he chooses to do so. That's why I said, your mods actually know how to deal with weirdos better than you. Yeah, that's why they keep banning you, you fucking idiot. Why are you calling yourself a weirdo? That's so funny. Asked for the ban because I became too focused on bullshit internet drama and needed a break. Can I get an unban now? Mad at one-day ban and crashing out as a result. Requested permaban for own mental health. Too drama-pilled and constant de-engagement has made it worse. Feel free to unban once they wish to chat again. I'm over my drama period. Can I get an unban? Unban. Request it again. Unban if they ask. Come on, dog. What are you doing? Be an adult, okay? I know you're capable of being a fucking adult. And for the record, no, don't dunk on this chatter. Some of you have been exactly like him, okay? Brother, he's silencing Noah. More people are publicly on Ethan's side than are yours. He's getting 3 million viewed videos and his live views are stable now. Cutie lost a sponsor to the Streamer Awards. You're just being stubborn and can't accept who's winning this. Online, also just sue him. Literally made up quotes for saying your anti-Semitic slurs in this puke. That was my point, man. Yeah, dude. I don't want other people to humiliate you, but I think that your understanding of what's going on here is entirely out of whack. What the fuck are you talking about? I literally interviewed Bernie Sanders and had, and I'm going to be on the fucking Daily Show next month. And you're over here being like, nah, more people online actually think Ethan Klein is in the right here. More people are publicly on Ethan's side than are on yours is hilarious to say. There is no winning, by the way. There is no fucking winning. There's no winning and losing. The only person who's losing in this process would be me as well if I just entertained it over and over again. Daily Show? Yeah. Daily Show. The Daily Show. You slip up. We were supposed to know the Daily Show. No, I talked about it already. Jordan Klepper was in my house. We did a fucking piece together. What do you mean? Oh my God, I can't believe a fucking anime podcast filled to the brim with fucking reactionary douches in the fan base were very upset about platforming me. That doesn't mean anything. Please see the world outside of your fucking horse blinders. Most people in the real world do not know what any of this shit is. Okay? They don't care about any of this shit. They don't know who the fuck I am, and they don't know who the fuck Ethan is either. At most, they remember Ethan as the fair use guy, maybe, okay? And if they see what he looks like now, they're going to be like, oh, he's kind of different than who I thought he was. And most people know me as the woke guy from maybe the Young Turks. If they were over the age of 35 and under the age of 35, they know me as like, oh, that's the progressive guy. This only reflects your own algorithm. Yeah, if you only see drama slop tubers on your timeline on YouTube and whatnot, you're gonna think, holy fuck, yo, chill on the trash taste hate, big shameful fan here. No, I love the trash taste guys, but it's not a secret that they have a lot of fucking reactionary dudes in their fan base. It's fine. It's ironic because their politics are very different than some in their fan base, and for the most part, they, I guess, don't talk about politics that much, which is precisely the reason why that doesn't become a very big issue. But yeah, like I said, if you see all of your if your algorithm is reflecting this kind of drama and you have recognized that it actually hurts your mental state personally, then maybe reflect on that a little bit. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. I don't want to shit on you for it, and I don't think it's appropriate for other chatters to shit on you as well, because they themselves have probably found themselves in a weak moment in a similar place where they're just like also looking for this negative shit, seeking it out and whatnot. But understand this: you have also recognized that looking at this, read their last message, motherfucker. Also, my point was you should have kept me banned like your Moss tried to. As with many unhinged chatters, engaging with dumbass posts like mine just derail the stream pointlessly. Like I said, I have shit takes. When drama hits a point, I should literally be banned. I'm not going to ban you because I think you're capable of being a fucking adult, okay? That's it. See? Notice how I paid them. Notice how we're talking you off this fucking cliff that you're on. Going outside would be very helpful for your mental state. Anyway, I don't know how I've been able to... yeah, Hassan controls the media. Pretty sure Hassan commissioned the content cop. That's funny. I don't know how I've been able to maintain a normal outlook in spite of being a very online individual. I think it quite literally is because I am surrounded by loved ones. I'm surrounded by my family. I'm surrounded by friends. And I go outside quite regularly. And I talk to normies quite regularly. And I think that plays a big role in keeping me fucking grounded. It's a good lesson for all of you. It is a really good lesson for all of you. If I can do that, getting fucking ass blasted for shit that I have said and shit that has been misconstrued and shit that I haven't said, okay? Because that's the best one. When people just like create hypothetical scenarios in their heads they get mad at me over. That's my favorite. If I can do that, you can too. You feel me? Booter! Thank you for the 10 gifted subs. I think having a job you feel secure in is also relatively also a part. I wouldn't say this job is you know, this job is the most secure. It has given me tremendous financial security due to you subscribing, okay, for $6 or for free with a Twitch Prime or by gifting subs. That is the only method of supporting me and have allowed me to maintain my editorial independence. And I'm going to move into actual news now, by the way. I'm moving away from the Ethan Klein extended crash out. But I wouldn't necessarily say this is a secure job in general. And the only reason why I would say that is because it has offered me financial stability and financial security for sure. But it's not necessarily a secure job, especially when most of it is, you know, most of it can be taken away. Your platform can very easily be taken away. You don't have to, what is this? You don't cave to cynical behavior. You extend knowledge and a second chance, which is all that's needed to help start that healing process. Yes. What is this? I don't think that strategy is going to keep working. They talked about this on Chapo, and people that operate in bad faith and are evil have to have real consequences because they're becoming too brazen lately. Yeah, but I don't even think they were talking about Ethan Klein. But you know, but yeah, you're right. I think that bad people who engage in bad faith smears and all this shit, they absolutely are having their moment right now. They're having their fucking moment. We are run by this country is run by evil monsters. What is this? Ethan's reaction to finding the content cop is about him. Oh yeah, I've already. Yeah. I like this because I wanted to watch it on stream.
Just released a video.
Yeah.
It's about you.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
This is
oh my God.
This is the last thing I'll watch. This is the last thing I'll watch. Okay, hold on.
That is the No, it can't be.
Well,
it actually can't be. Holy fuck, dude.
It sure is.
Oh my God.
Sam Cedar, what a nightmare.
Just released a video.
Yeah.
It's about you.
In any case, the one thing that I believe idubz did here, and I think it's good that he did this, is that stuff like this gives people the permission structure to also say their piece. Just like when a lot of people, and this is not like the morally equivalent scenario, I'm not saying that at all, but remember when everybody was quiet or oblivious to what Cody Ko had done? And then there was one content creator that came out and made a YouTube video about that specifically, and also simultaneously about calling out other content creators who are friends with Cody Ko that didn't say anything. Right? D'Angelo. That actually kickstarted the process of other people going, oh my God, I either A, didn't know what the fuck was going on, I'm so sorry, or B, people got the permission or the courage to be able to say something about this. Throughout his career, Ethan Klein has wronged a lot of people with, ironically, very similar methods. And it's such a broad range of characters that he has done this to, that you have billionaire Zionists like Ryan Kavanaugh who are in his crosshairs, while simultaneously the damn near entirety of the pro-Palestinian content creator orbit online. It's a very broad spectrum of people who get the same level of carelessness and sometimes negligence and oftentimes smears and brigading. And I think that ultimately, like when someone like idubz comes out and says something about it, other people go, oh, well, I didn't know what was going on, and now I'm more aware of it. Why are you fighting someone who just doesn't want war and people to die? What an incredibly charitable interpretation. Do you think Ethan thinks that way of me? Because that's what I want. I want an end to the genocide. I want an end to the apartheid. This was our major disagreement. Ethan quite literally said, if the walls come down, the Palestinians are going to fucking rape and pillage and kill all Jews in Israel. I don't think that that is the case. This disagreement grew into a massively consequential crash out where Ethan Klein has called me every name under the fucking sun over the course of the past year. My anger and resentment towards Ethan, in spite of my wishes for him to get better, revolve around wanting him to stop doing Hasbara, wanting him to stop defending Israel. And I'm being very, very open and honest with my words here when I say this. Saying every now and then that what you are... Wait, what? Do you remember he also does a comedy show, so his name calling is a jokey? Okay. Yeah, he was just joking when he said war criminal Yoav Golan is just a good guy.